Easy weight control, 11 things you can do. But first, you have to get past one big thing. And a lot of people have this problem. Psychological barriers. Now, my mother had it. Other people have it. Some people just can't seem to lose weight because deep down inside they just don't want to. And it could be they feel guilty if they do, or if they confirm that all the bullies who made fun of them when they were in high school were right all along if they could lose weight now, see? Or if they lose weight now, they think they might lose their friends. Or something. I mean, there's a lot of psychology behind it. And some people can't lose weight because psychologically they don't want to lose weight. And for some reason. And they'll never admit to you what it is. They'll never talk about it. So you have to be able to get past those issues. You might have to see a psychiatrist, psychologist, Dr. Phil, whatever. There's 3 things. Okay. First, you have to know you can lose weight. Know you can. Right? Not like, well, not like believe that you can. And then you try to force yourself to believe something you don't want to believe to be true, right? No, you got to know you can. And then number 2, no emotions. This is not blaming anybody. This is not blaming yourself. This is not blaming me. This is not blaming evil society. It's not blaming your mother, your parents. It's not blaming anybody, yourself or anybody else, because this is all emotional stuff, and you always want to bring up ancient history, or you want to think about the past, or when I was a little girl, when I was a little boy, I couldn't do this, I couldn't do that. No, shut it off. Okay? No emotions. There's nothing to be emotional about. This is a simple, logical, rational thing. Period. That's it. And the last one, you need to do this. You got to know that. Right? You got to know you need to do this. If you want to be healthy, if you want to be happy. Now you get to that point. Now, you're ready for the 11 things you can do. Okay. Now, the first thing, cut out sugar. Now, yeah, everybody go, oh no, I can't cut out sugar. Oh no, I've heard it all before, right? You don't miss it after a month. Believe me, I used to eat an ice cream bar. I mean, at my job, I would celebrate by hitting the ice cream machine and getting an ice cream bar out of the vending machine, right? They used to have these vending machines that served ice cream cones, ice cream bars. I would go there and I would get an ice cream sandwich every day, see? And I had to cut that out. And I was missing it. And it took about a month to get past that, right? Your body has to readapt to the changes. Again, you get addicted to sugar, but you got to cut out all sugar, right? I cut out most of all the sugar I possibly could. I mean, you can't possibly do it because they put all processed foods, very often they sneak sugar into them. If you go to a fast food restaurant, they put sugar in the buns of the hamburger that you're eating. So when I go to a fast food restaurant, I always get unsweetened iced tea and the hamburger, and not the meal, just the burger, and unsweetened iced tea or bottled water or something like that instead. And I don't miss it anymore. It doesn't bother me anymore. I drink my coffee black now, right? You can lose easily pounds overnight for 2 basic reasons. And the first reason is sugar presses a button in your body, makes your liver secrete hormones that makes your fat cells open up to accept fat. In other words, sugar pushes a button. It pushes the fat button, right? Stop pushing the freaking button. Now, so the sugar presses the fat button. It makes you gain weight. It makes you put on pounds. So you got to avoid that. I mean, I've eaten so much fast food. I was hungry. I mean, I ate a couple of fast food burgers and one day, and I was so really hungry then after I got done eating these burgers, but my stomach was full. How? Well, because the blood sugar, right? Blood sugar roller coaster, right? The sugar gets in your bloodstream, shoots it way up, the insulin comes in, knocks it back down, and now you got low blood sugar. Now you're hungry again. And then when you eat, then you absorb the fat. See? So you got to stop pushing that button, eating sugar. So eat fruit instead. Nice apple. Nice apple. Anyway, eat fruit instead. The fruit is balanced. The fruit is what your body's designed for. See? And it has other kinds of sugars besides the 7-carbon sugar. 7-carbon sugar is what the diabetics have the insulin for. 5-carbon sugars is the kind of sugar that your body can utilize fairly easily without a problem. See? And that comes from starches, which I'll get to pretty soon. But eat fruit instead. Your body's designed for it. But as long as your blood sugar is high, your body is going to burn sugar first. And it's going to burn mostly sugar first. Then after that, then it starts to burn some fat and protein then after that. See? So first, the simple sugars, the 7-carbon sugars, that gets burned. Then the carbs start getting to being burned. And the fat. And, you only burn, bottom line here, you only burn fat when your blood sugar is lower. See? When your blood sugar is too high, you're not going to burn fat. You're going to burn sugar. See? So you got to keep your blood sugar normal or a little bit lower so you burn fat. Fat is misery. Fat is misery. Fat is, in order to burn fat, you have to have low blood sugar. You have to feel bad to burn fat. See? So fat is misery. In order to lose the fat, you have to be miserable. So, but if you control your blood sugar, you could get it right in that right zone, that correct zone. Like, for example, I have to eat 14 to 1600 calories per day to lose weight. 2000 calories, I'm gaining weight, right? I have a low metabolism. I burn fewer calories per hour than the average person does. That's why most people are overweight, because they have this low metabolism. They're burning fewer calories than the average person burns per hour. 100 calories per hour is what they normally burn. I burn about 70, 80 calories per hour. So, maybe about 85, 90 maybe. I'm not too bad. But if in order to lose weight, I have to hit 1500 calories every day. See? I have to keep my blood sugar a little bit, on the normal side. And then I can only eat 1500 calories, and then I'm burning fat without suffering, without feeling suffering. Below 1400 is when I suffer. So when you're suffering, your blood sugar, what you want to do is you want to control your calories, but I'm getting ahead of myself here, but you want to keep your blood sugar normal or a little bit low. See? Because you don't want to burn sugar, you want to burn fat. Cut back on fat. Eat good fat. Generally, you don't need a lot of fat. You can drink fat-free milk or 1% milk, right? Butter, get rid of butter, right? You don't need butter. You can get the margarine that's made from olive oil that has the right combinations. You cannot cut out all fat. You have to have a certain kinds of fats, like the omega-3 fatty acid fish oil caplets, right? The fish oil pills, right? Well, let me show you. These are the good kind of fats. Those are the good kind of fats, these fish oil capsule fats, right? There's saturated fat, unsaturated fat. You want to avoid saturated fat. You want to avoid trans fat. But you want to eat the polyunsaturated fats, right? Basically, you go for olive oil. Get the olive oil, cook with olive oil instead. See, cut out all unnecessary fat out of your diet, okay? Because you don't need it, and you're not going to miss it that much after you cut it out. Substitute good fat for bad fat, see, and generally cut down on all fat in the process. See, so gotta realize that all fats are bad, because Like for example, EPA, DHA, the fish oil capsules, that kind of fat, essential fatty acids, are in your joints, your eyes, your brain. These are essential fats. If you cut out all fat, which is what I did one time, I got hammered with cravings really bad because these are essential fats. You can't get away from them. But you can minimize their impact. Tuna fish, can of tuna fish, 10% fat. Now you can still eat ice cream on the weekends. You can still eat ice cream once a month. I mean, sure, but you can't eat it every day. I know, I used to. I ate it every day. Now, high quality protein, right? That's kind of like this stuff. That's kind of like the tuna fish, right? High quality protein is great because you have to have protein in your diet. Your body has to have protein, or you're going to suffer as a result of it. You need protein. But if you get high quality protein, it breaks down in your stomach, gets absorbed into your bloodstream, and it's better that way. And if you get low quality, if you get select grade steak, for example, select grade steak, you cook it up and it gets really hard. Your stomach doesn't break down the meat fibrous tissue, but it absorbs the fat. So you're still hungry for protein. So you eat more of the low quality protein and you absorb the fat, of course, but very little of the protein gets absorbed because your body has to break it down. See? So high quality protein is easily broken down in your stomach, easily gets into your bloodstream, and the amount of fat is not excessive. See? Yogurt, okay, tofu, tuna fish. You get the idea. Milk has a lot of protein in it, right? Good quality protein, but you drink low fat milk or 1-2% milk because you don't need the extra fat. See? So good quality protein, you gotta eat good quality protein. You need protein in your diet. Eggs are great, although eggs are high in cholesterol and eggs have some fat along with them. They got good protein that breaks down into your stomach and you absorb it pretty good. Starches. Now starches are okay. Starches are great. Eating complex carbs. Complex carbs have to have carbs burned in order to convert them. So you can eat more carbs that way, right? Starches, and here's a good example of starches. This is rice and vegetables, and I just made a bunch of burritos for it for the lunchbox. And these are peas and carrots, frozen vegetables with rice. Made it in the microwave. Basically, this will give me energy all day, and it'll fill you up too because they're low calorie dense. They take up a lot of space in your stomach. If you eat a baked potato, pasta, rice, you can fill up on maybe a few hundred calories, but if you ate hamburger instead, you would fill up on a few thousand calories. So they take up a lot of space in your stomach. They make you feel full. They provide a little bit of energy, which raises your blood sugar a little bit, which makes you feel good, and you're not hungry. If you stuff yourself with salad, you're going to be hungry. Your stomach's going to be full, but you're going to be hungry because the salad does not provide you the energy that starches provide. See? You have to have some starches in your diet, right? Compared to starches, I mean, starches can get you fat too. If you eat enough of them, you will get fat from them. Okay, they're also soluble fiber too. If you eat lots and lots of rice, well, look at Japan, look at China, look at Indonesia, look at all these people who eat 90% of their diet is rice, and they're all thin. They're all thin people, low heart disease problems, right? Because rice is actually very good for diet. It's a very good diet food. There's a famous diet called the rice diet. See? Well, anyway, starches can put fat on you too, but it is compared to sugar, right? Sugar gets burned up really quick, gives you low blood sugar, then you're hungry again. See? Fat, well, you don't want fat. The only time you're burning fat is when you feel tired and miserable, when you have low blood sugar. That's the only time you burn fat. Carbs, on the other hand, will give you the energy to go exercise and to be functional in your day. And if you eat too much carbs, it gets converted into fat, right? So if you're careful with them, you get energy the whole day, and you don't want to cheat on your diet. You don't want to blow your diet. You don't want to drink anything sweet. You don't feel like you need sweets. Okay, so starches are great, especially in moderation. Okay, and complex carbs and soluble fiber, and you combine it with vegetables, which are insoluble fiber, and the vegetables are what gives you all the vitamins and minerals you need. See, so you combine that together. This is a powerful diet thing. The bowl of rice and vegetables. Then you could throw in a can of tuna fish for protein, and it's a complete meal, complete good diet meal. See, now go crazy with vegetables and salad, right? I got vegetables in here, right? I make a big pot of vegetable soup in my slow cooker, and I go and I hit like a produce stand. I pick up a lot of interesting vegetables, usually very often. The leafy green stuff, like watercress or kale or spinach or cabbage. Put a little bit of cabbage in the pot, lots of kale, lots of spinach, lots of mushrooms, a couple of onions in there. Then it makes its own broth too. You don't have to add water to it, right? But you put a glass of red wine in there for resveratrol, and it also tastes great. A little bit of garlic in there, right? It works out really good. It comes out, and I eat a bowl of that every day. Fills up on that every day. See, vegetables are great for you. Herbs and spices and hot sauce, right? To make the vegetables better. Okay, this is if you want to be a famous chef, all you've got to do is add 3 things to the food. Either you add fat in some kind, salt in some kind, or sugar in some kind. See, I mean, it's true. If you look at all the famous dishes, all the famous cooks and everything, what do? They throw a stick of butter in there, or, you know, for milk fat, or they throw lots of sugar in there, something like that. If you go with hot sauce instead, right? Herbs and spices and hot sauce, right? Instead, they are low calorie. They are non-fattening. They make things taste better because that's the low fat, low sodium alternative. Teriyaki sauce, Worcestershire sauce, soy sauce, all high in sodium, right? If you want to avoid sodium, because if you're overweight, chances are you have high blood pressure too as well. So herbs and spices and hot sauce. Now take vitamins, right? I take a whole bunch of vitamins. I take amino acids for protein, right? I take vitamin D3 because that helps you metabolize energy, gives you energy. Vitamin C to keep from getting sick. The omega-3 fatty acids, of course. I take a multivitamin, and I take one in the breakfast in the morning and one in the afternoon. And like one time, what I did at work, I felt tired and I was thinking of getting a cup of coffee and putting sugar in it to wake up because I started dozing off at work. Well, I took a B complex vitamin and I drank a bottle of water. See? And that made a difference. I didn't want the coffee after that because I didn't need the coffee. I didn't need the caffeine. I didn't need the sugar. I needed B vitamins and I needed water. See? You might be a little bit dehydrated and you get a little bit tired out. See, your body does chemical reactions, right? And it needs water for those chemical reactions. And when your blood gets polluted, when your body gets polluted, right, the water helps get rid of those toxins and get it out of your system. See, so you need good chemicals in. You want to take bad chemicals out, right? Which, you know, you won't need the sugary soft drinks or the sugary foods if you got starches and if you got the vitamins that you need. Get chemicals out of your life. See, there's good chemicals and bad chemicals. And like in chemistry class when you were in high school, you would put baking soda and vinegar in a beaker, and then you would measure the reaction. See, and then you would add more baking soda, add more vinegar, and gauge the reaction again. And more baking soda and more vinegar, and gauge the reaction again. You find out that the reactions are getting less and less and less because of the pollutants from the polluted byproducts from the old reactions get in the way. So in other words, if your body gets polluted with chemicals like phosphates, nitrates, artificial colors, artificial flavors, phosphates, nitrates, sulfates, MSG, right? Some people would say gluten in there too. Maybe. I never had a problem with gluten. Gluten didn't bother me. But so you stop with the processed foods. Stop with processed foods. Processed foods, they always add chemicals to the processed foods. See? And they get in the way of your normal reacting because they pollute your body and reduce the reactions that your body has to have to generate energy. See? So anyway, that's my theory about it. I do not drink regular tap water anymore. I drink bottled water, and I have a water distiller, and I distill my own water. And it gets rid of the chemicals in the water, like chlorine, like fluoride, and they have other chemicals besides fluoride and besides chlorine in your water too, right? They're chemicals, and they pollute your body, and they reduce the reactions in your body, and they slow you down, make you tired, make you want to eat more food with sugar in it and stuff, and so you take the B complex instead. So the B vitamins are the good chemicals. Phosphates, sulfates, nitrates are the bad chemicals, right? Reduce them. Start cooking your own food. Count calories. You're going to have to count calories. There's no way around it. I mean, I switched my diet to all the healthy foods, and I didn't lose very much weight doing that, because if you eat a lot of healthy food, you'll be fat too. But eating the healthy food, it's easier on your diet. You can diet a lot easier if you eat good food rather than bad food. See? So, but you got to count calories. You got to get one of these books that tells you all the calories, and they have listings of all the foods and the calories and the fat, with all the foods. And you might have to get a scale and measure it. But then after you do that, what do is you take a bunch of quarters and you put them on your scale, and you weigh the quarters, and you add the quarters, the coins, to the scale until you get to a point what the right amount is, right? You tape those quarters together, wrap electrical tape around them, you keep them in your pocket. And then when you go to a restaurant, whatever, and you're eating food, pick up the food on your fork and see how much it weighs, and in the other hand, hold the quarters in your other hand and judge. And you can judge that when you don't have to take a scale wherever you go, see? But, you're going to have to count calories for a while to get to know your body, like when I ate 2,000 calories, I didn't lose weight. And then I went 1,800 calories and 1,700 calories and 1,600 calories. And then I hit 1,500 calories and I started losing weight. So then I went down to 1,400 calories and I was losing weight, but I was feeling hungry. One day I went 1,100 calories that one day, and I was shaking and I was going crazy. See? So the whole idea was hit 1,500 calories every day. That's my zone, is between 1,400 and 1,600 calories. So if I can hit right within that zone every day, I can lose weight and not feel bad. And that's the idea of counting calories, is to find your zone. And then you eat a standard breakfast and a standard lunch, right? And this would be my standard lunch with maybe a cut up hot dog in there, or my can of tuna fish or something like that. And I'll throw in one cup of rice, 3 cups of water. So I'm making the rice with twice as much water, and throw the frozen vegetables in there. It comes out to about 500 calories as I count them. So my breakfast, I eat like a bagel with, fish salad on it, herring salad on it, and I will eat, or maybe 2 eggs or something like that. Sometimes I throw stuff into a blender, but I keep it under like 500 calories. Then I eat my standard rice dish for lunch, and then for dinner I have whatever I want, and usually I hit right around 1500 when I do that. So you find an easy way of dealing with it every day, and then it becomes second nature and it's not a big deal. See? And that's the idea. You got to count calories initially, at least in the, right away at first. Whole body exercise. When I was in the military, went to this one gym, and the guy in charge of that gym used to be Mr. Teenage America, and he was a bodybuilder, weightlifter, and he was really good as a trainer. He was really good at showing me how to exercise in the right way. And one day I picked up a book. I was working in the office, and I was picking up this publication or something, and I noticed a little bump, on my thumb that popped out. And I never knew it was a little muscle, and I never knew I had a little muscle there. It popped out. It must have been 3 times its normal size. So your body has thousands of little muscles all over your body. And if you can increase them 3 times their size, you end up burning a whole lot more calories per hour sitting around. See, my calorie burn rate, 85, 95 calories per hour, when a normal person burns 100 calories per hour. If you exercise those little muscles in your body, they will burn so many more calories, okay, if you build them up. At rest, muscle weighs more than fat, but it burns a whole lot more calories than fat does. Fat cells do not burn a lot of calories. Muscle cells do burn a lot of calories, have more muscle mass. Start benching, pressing, start going to the gym, working out. But what works better than bench pressing and working just on one muscle group like your arms or something, or being a marathon runner, you want to exercise your whole body. See? What I do is I go for a walk, 3-mile walk. I carry weights in my hands, like 1, 2 pound, 3 pound weights in my hands when I'm walking, and so I'm exercising the upper body. I do a couple of push-ups along the way. Do some planking, do some squat, some other calisthenics. When I hit a kid's playground, I try to do chin-ups, right? And I do this walk, and I'm done in about 1 hour, 1.5 hours or something. And so it doesn't take a lot of time out of my day. And I'm not overstressing myself. I'm not trying to run a marathon. I'm just walking fast, listening to the radio. Got my radio, my earbuds in. Got my cell phone, and I'm texting on my cell phone. I sit down at the bench when I'm at the bank, or I sit down the picnic bench at the kids' playground, and I text and stuff on my cell phone. I keep it fun. I keep it interesting. I don't burn myself out. This is a lifestyle change for the rest of your life. See? So don't exercise, but don't stress about it. See? Keep it nice and easy. Don't stress about it. See, if you rely on, like I can take the walk in the wintertime or the summertime. I wait till they plow the roads and shovel the pavements, and I take the walk, right? So you can exercise in the wintertime. Just dress warm, wear sweatpants and sweatshirts, like double layer of fleece. And when you take your walk, wear a good hat and some gloves and whatever. And dress for it, sure. And then you can do it year round. Number 11, be realistic. If you have been overweight in your life, you will never get back to your ideal weight ever again without starvation. That's a fact. That's a fact, because when you've been overweight for a while, your body adapts to it. You get heavier bones. Your bones get stronger. Your bones get heavier bones. You become big boned, right, to support the extra fat, right? You get more skin. Then you have a bigger waistline, you have more skin. When you get thinner, your skin contracts, and you have more skin cells. Your skin is heavy, right? And so if you've been over fat, you have more skin, you have more muscle, and you have more denser bones to carry the extra fat. When you lose the fat, you're still going to be maybe 10 pounds overweight for the rest of your life, and you'll never be able to get down to your perfect ideal weight. It won't happen unless you have plastic surgery, unless you have a surgeon go in there and cut the fat off or cut the extra skin off, right? And then and then maybe you might come closer to your ideal weight. But if you're going to the gym, bodybuilding, working out, getting extra muscle, right, to burn more fat, you're going to be heavier, see? But your blood pressure and your heart rate is going to be much better, see? So a better way of judging how successful you are is blood pressure and heart rate. See, if your heart rate and blood pressure comes down and you feel better and you look better and you look thinner, that's what you've got to realize. If your doctor says your cholesterol is really good and everything is really good, hey, maybe you hit your ideal weight now. See, I cannot get below 212 or around 215 or 210. I can't go below that now. When my ideal weight, according to all the books, say I'm supposed to be like 185, I will never get below 210 now without starvation. But that's okay because I can take a long walk and do about 80 push-ups now. So I mean, it's all relative, right? It's all really, really relative. And so anyway, be realistic about it. Don't beat yourself up. Don't get upset. Don't get angry or upset or anything else. And just stay the course. If you get on the scale and you end up being a few pounds heavier this week than you did last week, don't freak out. Don't worry about it. It's okay. Okay. Just take one step at a time. Don't panic. Don't freak out. Don't get emotional about it. And just make one little change after another. And if you do these 11 things, you should be able to control your weight pretty good. If not, well, you could change things. Your problem might be a little bit different, so maybe you got to do something a little bit different. But generally, if you follow these 11 things, it should definitely help you out in your life. It will definitely help you, and it'll be a starting point at least. So anyway, good luck.